Hi everybody, I hope you're enjoying this beautiful weekend. Today I thought that it would be helpful to do some myofascial release of the shoulder scapularis area. So in order to help you better understand what we're doing, because this place is a little hard to find, I have an anatomy book and I'm just gonna give you some quick highlights. So see this orange area here, this is the back of the body. This is your lats, these are your deltoids. That's your triceps. And then here, right here, this orange guy, that is your teres major. And that muscle stabilizes, it's one of the stabilizers of your shoulder blade. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and find that area, and I'm gonna try and show you on me. I'm right in that area there. So when I put my arm down, you can see that divot right there. That's where we're gonna go. And you can use a block or a ball for this exercise. Today I'm going big, and this is gonna hurt more. The foam roller, you can use a foam roller or a ball for this exercise. The foam roller is going to be less painful. I'll show you how to set up on that since I know a lot of you have them, but the ball is going to be much more effective, i.e. painful, and you'll need a block for head support. So if you're using a foam roller, your setup's pretty much the same either way. I also have this guy, which is awesome, but I know none of you have this. So if you do have a smaller roller, that could be handy too. But I want to go with what most of you got. So we're going to lay down, and I'm going to start at the bottom of my shoulder blade, okay? I'm going to push my hips up, extend my arm overhead, and then just roll over that shoulder blade. And notice the angle of my body's not flat on the roller. I'm tilted to the side. And when you tilt to the side, you're going to definitely feel it. So once you'll feel that pinching sensation in that area, you can use a block right underneath your arm, or if you need it, you can use it for head support, which is what I like to do. So I'm going to do the very same setup, but I'm going to use a ball. So I'm going to find that point in my back that I know is my trigger point. I already know it pretty well. And then I'm going to use the block on the lower side. And if you're not feeling any pain, just lay on the ball for a little bit and then let the body relax. You'll ease into it, and you should get some good relief out of this. So I'm looking for, on the scale of 1 to 10, about a 7 or 8. And I'm going to start rolling a little bit towards the ball. And I've got an 8 really quickly here. Don't be surprised if you feel some radiating pain here. The insertion of the muscles that are associated with this is in the front of the shoulder, so that's normal. If you start feeling tingling in your arm, you want to back off the spot a little bit because you could be on a nerve. We're going to be here for about 2 minutes, and I'm going to assume that we're at about a minute now. And as time passes, the pain might disperse. So I'm just gonna, and mine is, so I'm just gonna lean into it a little bit more. Woo, and it's sharp, sour lemons in there. So I'm just gonna breathe into it, try and relax the muscles of the arm, relax my jaw. This can also be done against a wall, but body weight is most effective. It's a little too hot to do this one outside today, so I decided to stay in. And I'm definitely feeling this going into my deltoid, which is always interesting when your body starts to map out things like that. Kind of gives you a roadmap to where the problem might have started or where it might be going. Let's see here. The rolls are okay. That's been about another minute. Let's just ease in a little deeper. You can hold this for up to 5 minutes. I'm starting to feel it in my jaw too. I'm well aware of the fact that I tend to clench my teeth. Let's take about 5 more breaths. All right, now to come off, we're going to bend our arm. I'm going to physically pick my arm up with my other arm. And then I'm going to move it to my center of my body, and I'll just move that ball and the block out of the way. And before I go to the other side, I'm going to give myself a little treat. Just lay on my back and feel the difference between the two sides, which for me is fairly significant. I can feel that shoulder blade immediately is lying flatter on my back. We want to avoid moving too much between sides, so you'll see that I'm looking straight up instead of at the camera, and that is on purpose, so please do that as well. We'll just let that settle for another 15 or so seconds, and then we'll do the other side, which is exciting because that's my broken collarbone side, so should be good. All right, so now go ahead and roll to press yourself up, and we'll go ahead and switch sides. So I'm going to set my block up first because I don't want to have to move too much to get to where I can be comfortable. And then I'm going to find that spot on my back. And again, if it's hard to find, settle in for a little bit, because sometimes you just need a little bit of relaxation, a little bit more of the viscous nature of the fascia to come up on those superficial layers, and then we can get down deep to where the real problems are. Remember, we're not moving in these rolls. We're not rolling around. That's going to make for a very superficial result, and we want to get down deep where the problems are. Oh, okay, I found it. So once I found it in there, and it may take you some time, it might not be exactly where mine is. I'm a little scared. So, okay. All right, so I'm on this spot. I'm gonna set my timer this time. And I'm gonna breathe. That's a good one. We'll be here for about 2 minutes as we breathe. Lower the block a little bit. And you can really see why I need a block. I would not want my head hanging or myself trying to hold my neck up right now. It's just not something that's going to help our cause. We want to get the fascia into its most viscous state. It has many states. Plastic, very hard. When there's impact to the body, it'll harden up, or when there's fear. And pain implements the same fight or flight response in our body. So it's important that we stay on this spot, that we breathe, and then our body starts to understand through the parasympathetic nervous system that this is okay pain. It's pain that's intentional. It's pain that we can manage with breathing. It'll start to relax, and then we can get really deep against the bone where, again, most of the problems for us are going to be. It's said that fascial anchors, which is what we're looking to really spread out here, it's said that they're like earthquakes. They don't start at the surface and go down. They start deep and they come up. So when we're rolling, we want to, and we're rolling for actual recovery like we're doing now, we really want to stay still. And if we move like I'm moving now into the pain, I'm doing it at a pace that's not going to change the state of the fascia, because I've gotten those superficial layers to kind of goo up so I can get down where they're not so gooey. And because I recently had surgery, there's a lot of tension in this area. So that can play out in a lack of pain sometimes. Like when you first lay on the ball and you don't feel anything, it may be because there's so much scar tissue that there it goes. The body needs a little time. So we're at 2 minutes now. We're going to stay here. I'm just going to give you some bonus time. Give it to myself. I'm going to roll in, and I'm really going to try and I'm going to get myself to an 8 and take 5 breaths. Now I'm going to bend my elbow. I'm going to pick my own arm up with the opposite hand. I'm going to remove the ball, take out the block, and then I'm going to lay in this wonderful position, feeling how my shoulder is no longer curling forward. So my shoulder blade, instead of being shifted forward, I can feel is much more flat than it was before. And again, I don't want to look to the side, so just look straight up and listen. Okay, let's go ahead and roll to our side and we'll press ourselves up. And I would like to give you just one more method of stress relief, since we all are under a bit of added stress right now. This is something I made up myself. It's going to leave a mark on your face. So you don't want to do this right before you leave the house. You might have a little mark on your head, but I'm not leaving the house too much anyway. So what you're going to do is you're going to make your way to hands and knees position. And you're going to place the block sideways like this. You put the ball directly on the block. And if you have knee issues, you can also sit like this. I'll actually sit like this because that feels better on my knees. And you can just use the block on a higher surface. You just need to be careful how you roll it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the center of my forehead right on that ball. Just like this. I hope you can hear me. Now I'm going to rotate my head to the right and to the left, and I'm holding onto the ball because it's a little uneasy. I'm just going to go over those forehead muscles. And then I'm going to stop over one of my brows, and I'm going to make tiny circles, just nice and slow, one way, and then the other. And then again, I'm going to roll to the other side, nice and slow. And you can feel it's probably different this round, a little deeper. And we'll make those circles one way. Doing about 5. And then the other. And then I'm going to roll back to center. And I'm going to nod up and down. So just really right above the bridge of the nose to the line of the hair 4 or 5 times. And then I'm going to remove the block, but my head's going to stay down. And I'm just going to rest it on the block. Sorry, I'm going to remove the ball. Head's going to stay down. Just rest here for a moment. And then using your hands, keeping your head weight heavy, press up, let your chin drop to your chest, and then slowly rise. I hope that you all are staying healthy and well and positive, as hard as that can be. And, you know, it's okay to be bummed out about this, but in the end, the most important thing is that we take care of each other. So reach out, let me know how I can help you. You know, I want to. That is my goal, to leave this place, wherever it is, wherever I am, a little bit better for having been here. So stay strong, y'all. Keep your workouts up. Take rest days. Do your recovery. And I will see you next week.